Hey guys, welcome back to some more Raid Shadow Legends. Today kicks off day 7, which means we finally got a reward. That is right, the Alice Chase has given us the copy of Alice we are looking for. Now this hero, we're definitely going to have to level up. We're going to have to build. A lot of players are saying the damage that Alice is doing is incredible. And of course, this adds to another hero that we have in our lineup that we have a lot more utility of. And there are still a few more that we're getting. Now you can see we have been farming a lot of champions out of here. We've been doing a lot of summons, and I want to take pause right now because make sure that you're not doing anything right now short of the events. And the reason is when we look at these events right now, we have the gear enchantment event, which is 1 day, 7 more hours on this one. And as you can see right here, going through here and actually getting all of the milestones, we're a little bit short of the gear, but we'll definitely get this one. And getting all of the freebies for things that you're going to do regularly out of raid means that you need to focus on these events versus using all of your resources in farming, doing everything else outside of these events can be absolutely detrimental because you won't have enough stamina, you won't have enough really content or materials or resources to get everything out of here. Now, like I said, we are a week into raid champion trading event, doing the exact same, looking at the milestones. We capped this out. That gave us ability to get a free void shard, an ancient shard, also get that hide stitcher born, and overall all of the additional free things that we have out of here. Then we have what is coming up pretty soon, the Summon Rush and the Dungeon Divers event. Both of those absolutely we want to crush. We are saving all of our resources for the Summon Rush. And then, like I said right here, the Dungeon Diver, we are saving up resources, essentially saving our stamina, saving all of our refreshes, and even the ones that we have in here, I am saving to wait a couple more hours until that actually drops. Now, looking at our portal, I'm super excited because you can see we have 20 ancient shards, we have 3 void shards, we have a lot of mystery shards, and mystery shards at this point are the literal only thing that we have used so far. So I'm hoping when we use all of those other 23 shards that we can have the ability to get some of the champions that we're looking for. Now, one thing to note, and this is different than, playing Idle Heroes, playing AFK Arena, playing a lot of other games, which is completely different in here, is you only need 1 copy of a champion, just like we have Alice here, to go ahead and upgrade the skills, to do the ascension, to add all the stars on there, to upgrade the rank, to do everything you need. You only need 1 single copy. Now, there are a couple different places that I was kind of looking at where more than 1 copy does make a difference, and there are a few different places where a multitude of copies do make and really can make a big difference. So when you're going through and thinking about places where you can use some of these extra champions that we get, there are actually a few other places that give you bonuses that I was really unfamiliar with. When you look at the faction guardians, now this is a place where if you have duplicate guardians, you can actually drop them in here. You can see we don't have any duplicate champions of this rarity. And then going through here, we have to unlock them one by one. But when we start getting a lot of additional guardians, we can start dropping them in here. And I feel like Raid really made this for players that do an incredible amount of summons. When you're going in here is you can not only put your champions in here, but with the champions you have in here, you can still use them. I thought this was a really cool way to essentially increase the effectiveness of a lot of champions. And you'll also notice that it is across all of the different factions that we do have here. We have the dwarves. Again, we don't have that many champions overall, but you can see we don't have any duplicate champions of this rarity. And I don't think any of these at this point, we do have the ability to actually put a couple. I went through a few of these just looking at what we've gotten with some of the rare champions, and even looking in here. So thinking of the rarity that we have in here, if we're looking and really breaking this up, but looking at kind of the rarity for the champions that we currently have, we don't have a ton of rare champions because, again, we have never done summons for them at all. I think we got 1 or 2. All of the rare champions that you're actually seeing right here are rare champions that we got out of campaign progression. I'm going through their farming stages, farming experience, everything else. These are what we actually just pulled out of campaign progression because the only summons we've used are those mystery shards overall, meaning we still have a lot more progression. Now, within a week, want to kind of update you with where we're at. The mine completely maxed out. Now, this was my #1 priority as a free-to-play player. This is going to yield us 1 more gem every 1 hour, 36 minutes forever. This is forever, guys. Once it's unlocked, once it's leveled up, that is awesome. Secondary primary went into the Guardian ring, as you can see right here. Just unlocked our third slot. We have 6 of our gems right now. Next time I get 300, I am going to lock all of these and unlock all of these in my entirety. When I'm going throughout my day, if I'm unable to play the game itself, you can see we're still gaining and making progression. We are gaining levels in here. And like I had said earlier, when it comes to your keys, when it comes to everything in here, we just got the reset. And as you can see, we have Demon Lord keys in here. We have Crypt keys. We have Tag and Classic Arena tokens. And I finally got into both of those, guys. And I'm also looking for a clan. So overall, we have a lot of members of the clan. Unfortunately, it's a level 7 clan, but we have a lot of people that are not active, that we're not seeing playing, that are not contributing. Even when I went into the bosses, I hopped in the clan boss, and overall looking here, right there, I am on the normal boss. Here's the easy boss. So again, we have 1, 2, 3, I think 5 players that are in there. On normal boss, again, we only have 1 that is on normal. And I feel like we're at the point where with 2 keys, I can do 6 million. That is going to take us over that 3.63 million that we had. So scoring about 3 each. And of course, we're not killing any of the bosses. Need to get on the really a stronger guild that is going to allow us to kill these. Because if you're unaware, and I didn't know this at the beginning, when you do kill the boss, right here's that little infinity so everyone can attack. But when you do officially kill the boss, you get double the chest. Beating the clan boss to double your clan's earned rewards. This will double the rewards that you're getting out here. You'll actually get 2 chests instead of 1 chest, which means for me personally, I feel like normal and maybe even hard, we might be able to push a little bit into hard because remember, with the reset on the keys, you do get 3 keys every single day. Meaning you can see right here, 5 more hours, we'll get another key. I tried to keep nothing from filling up. When we look at our Chimera keys, when we start looking right here at the Hydra keys, I tried to keep everything, including all of our arenas, not maxed out in the entirety. Now, one thing to note with the Classic Arena that we've seen is there are a lot of teams in here that are getting a little bit stronger. You can see right here, we are in Silver 2 is the tier that we're in. Silver 2, Silver 3 is where we want to stay in. So what is happening to a lot of different players is they are pushing in the arena, continuing, pushing. They're getting up to this gold tier. If you're getting to the gold tier, it is a massive gap that we're seeing. I know Vulcan had said this. I know there's been a lot of videos and content creators that I've seen that have said when you're staying and when you're really wanting to stay in the silver tier, because this is the place that you're going to farm. This is the place when you're getting your silver medals. If you push to gold and you're not prepared for gold, if you don't have, a lot of your champions built out, if you don't have them, level 60 with the 6 stars getting the ascended, if you don't have them built out, you're going to have a very strong struggle in there. So I've been going in here and I've been just dropping in really anyone in here that I haven't been using for food, just one of my random, and just dropping him in here by himself. That way, if anyone wants to attack me in the battle log, you can see we got to defeat. Any of these that are defeats are bringing our score down. That is exactly how we are going to stay within that silver league. I do not want to push this very high. I want to keep my defense with nobody in there. Again, I'm more worried about having teams that we can beat in here with the current heroes that I have versus going up and ranking up within the tiers and then not being able to farm or not being able to beat anyone at all would be super detrimental. Now, of course, we do want to get in some wins. We do want to get in some of the points. We're at 42 right here, which again, looking at the team formation we have, but we do want to go in here and farm up some medals. And we've been doing that systematically, building up and getting to the Great Hall, as you can see. Started to get some level 1s built up, and I really focused on the affinity right here, the magic, because this is where Kale sits. I know might not be the best choice to go in there. We could do Void, we could do a couple other ones, but when you start looking at level 1, relatively cheap, you consider I can level up 3 of these for 1 going to level 2. I know eventually we're going to be stacking these. We're going to have to figure out exactly how we want to build them. And ultimately, the first 3 that we built was the 2% attack. That was based on what we had going on within our missions. Now we need an upgrade, an artifact to level 16. Then we have a dungeon mission to go through the golem. Now there's also an event that is tied around the golem right now. So again, when you think about the ability to overlap all of the abilities, even if I don't come in here, even if I don't score super high on this leaderboard right here, I want the individual rewards. I want to pick up, my shards. I want to pick up the books. I want to get all of my individualized rewards out of here. And again, that is going to come from the production of taking out the ice golem. And like I said, I got to wait and I have to get that next piece unlocked down here for the ice golem itself. And I'm waiting, honestly, to burn a lot of my stamina, because I believe the Dungeon Divers event, I can also get some points when I'm farming that ice golem. So I'm waiting again to really kick this into overdrive in another 7 hours. We know right here my stamina is already stacked, but we are just saving it, waiting for that to unlock, waiting for the ability to farm and really farm all of these overlapping events. Now, out of the 6th anniversary as well, we do have a couple other things that are coming. Summon Rush, again, we know is already coming. We know Dungeon Dive is already coming. Progression Chance starts in 6 hours. So when we think about the combination of the Summon Rush in combination with the Progression Chance, in combination with the farming out of the Dungeon Divers, and we still have another week on the Fusion event. 6th anniversary, guys, they are stacking everything. There's even more to come. You can see here, 2 more days, there are more events to come in the entirety. So I'm going to have to work on Alice. I'm going to have to see exactly how we're going to build her out, what it's going to look like. And we also need to farm the Minotaur. When we start looking at these champions and when we start looking at our masteries, there is going to be an incredible amount that I have to farm out of the Minotaur, but I'm trying to get my champion up to 6 stars. It's been incredibly difficult to really make some progression. And again, we're farming up levels. We're farming up our champions. We're farming up everything within Raid. And I'm absolutely loving it, guys. It's really cool. You can see we finally got 5 of our 5-star champions in here. This is the only one I have built right now. Unfortunately, it takes an incredible amount of time, and I'm hoping that the summons that we do in here is going to be able to essentially give us a lot of the rare epic legendary heroes we're looking for, and also those common shards. So we're going to use some of those for food as we're continuing our progression in here. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for the update for the free-to-play account. Again, we are 1 week in, 7 little days. We are already at level 35, got the gem mine done. Guardian Ring is definitely building up a little bit further, but that's going to do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, and as always, thank you guys for watching.